This is Roxanne of Roxcreates, and thank you for checking out this video on my geometric watercolor resist postcard with gold lettering with the use of heat embossing. And here are the materials that I used in making this project. I used a 140-pound watercolor paper. I used Canson. I also used 15mm washi tape, which I cut into 3 thinner strips with the use of X-acto knife and scissors. I also have my watercolor paints and brushes, embossing pen, a gold embossing powder, and a heat gun. So I cut my watercolor paper into 4 inches by 6 inches. I usually use a standard postcard size. I also use 5 by 7 sometimes. So the first step is just to lay down the washi tape and create your own patterns. The way I do it is really random, and I make sure that I don't get tape on the areas that I don't want to mask. And I'm doing that by using my X-acto knife. You can also use scissors, but this is easier for me. Just try to keep it balanced so not one side is heavier than the other. Okay, so once you're done laying down your washi tape to create the masked areas, it's now time to paint. So for this project, I'm going for a cotton candy unicorny look. So my first color is just a wash of blue. I think this was phthalo blue. I just use whatever's left on my palette. And I'm dropping in some cobalt blue as well. And now I'm using a mix of bright opera and rose madder, and I'm dropping it on areas that are still wet because I like the bloom that it gives sometimes. You can also use one color, and just it's up to you what color combinations you want to use. You can use one color with different values. I usually use 3 to 4 colors per project. I also like laying down the color in areas that are already dry, and I like the glazed effect that it gives. So once it's dry, it's time to peel off the tape. And it's now time to do your lettering. So I'm using the Ranger Inkssentials embossing pen, and this is clear, and I'm using the bullet tip. So you can write your lettering beforehand with a pencil, but I'm just winging this, and I'm writing this real time. This part is not sped up, so you can see how I do it real time. And now I'm placing a paper underneath to catch the excess embossing powder, and I'm using Ranger embossing powder and Princess Gold. So because of the sticky residue of the washi tape, it can catch some of the embossing powder, so I'm just wiping that off with a clean brush. And if you don't want to use washi tape, you can also use masking fluid, but I don't have masking fluid, so I'm just gonna use what I can use. Now I'm going to use a heat gun to melt the embossing powder. So your paper may warp in the process. I really do my best in avoiding that to happen by taping down my paper, but sometimes it's unavoidable, so I just press the piece afterwards. And if you're wondering if you can use a normal hair dryer, no, it's not too hot and it will just blow your embossing powder away. And here is the finished artwork. I will list down all the brands that I use in the description box, and if you want a text version of this tutorial, you can visit my blog roxcreates.com.